there's like a lot of like highs and lows when it comes to, being an entrepreneur. So do you feel like having a therapist, like there's a direct correlation to like making more money and like having a therapist? Like,
I would ultimately think so, because when you're in therapy, right, one, you're taking out the time to prioritize yourself.
mm,
Oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we're sacrificing a lot. We're sacrificing sleep. We're sacrificing sometimes eating. We're
yep.
sacrificing taking care of ourselves ultimately.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel, where the goal here is for us to thrive in all areas, from our mind, body, soul, and bank accounts.
Hello everyone, welcome. I am super happy today. We have a special guest with us, Kristin Sutton, who is a licensed therapist and mindset coach, speaker, host of the DFBG Mindset podcast, and owner of her therapy space, a mental health private practice in Washington, D.C. I realized I didn't even let you say hello to you first. I'm going to let you say hi to you before I read your whole bio. Hey. Thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. I just finished eating some peanuts, so I'm trying to clear my mouth out. But let me get back to her amazing bio. So she partners with ambitious women entrepreneurs to break the negative thought patterns, keeping them from their success so that they can live out their purpose with excitement and confidence. She believes that we have the power to choose and create the life we desire. It all starts with our thinking. With over 7 years of experience in human resources, Kristin has helped hundreds of people shift their ways of thinking in order to live a life they once didn't think it was a possibility. Kristin has been featured in Essence, Cosmopolitan, CNN Money, Rolling Out, HuffPost, and a number of other platforms. Oh, that is amazing. I know that's a lot. I'm like, whoo.
Right.
A lot of these things in your bio, I feel like I need to add to my morning affirmations. Like I have the power to choose and create the life I desire, and it all starts with my thoughts. So yes, girl, thank you for that. Do you believe in affirmations? Do you do like morning affirmations?
So I do believe that there's power in them if you're consistent with,
Okay.
you know what I mean, consistent in keeping up that practice, and then being intentional with the actions, right? Because it's all about,
Mm,
our actions. And I really think about when I utilize affirmations, because right now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not in no consistent practice of doing that right now.
okay.
The times that I am, I try to break down each affirmation and say, okay, what actions are aligned with this? Like, how
I
can I,
like that.
make this my reality? You know what I mean? And really
Yeah,
consistent with that.
that's true. Because some people are just like, I have $1 million, right? But if you just like, you sitting down, you're not doing nothing to work towards this million you want, it's like, how is it gonna come?
Right, right,
But then again, like could the mental thoughts also be blocking us from taking those actions
right.
to get to
Exactly.
the million, to get
Right.
off the couch?
I think, when we think positively, I think it really does impact our behaviors. I ultimately believe our thoughts impact the way we feel, and then our actions as a result. So if we
Hmm.
start by thinking those positive things, our actions are going to start shifting. Our habits are going to start shifting a bit to get us to that.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so I've been following you on Instagram for a long time, and like I've just noticed the transition, right? So at first it was mostly just a lot about money, and now you're like more like taking a holistic approach and are a licensed therapist. So what made you want to kind of make that transition?
Right. So, I mean, I've been working in mental health for years and years and years before I started my business, which was definitely,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So, I mean, I was doing this full time anyways. And when I started doing money coaching, a lot of, I think, our financial struggles start with our mindset and the way
Mm,
we think about money. And when I was working with my clients in our sessions, a lot of the times we would be talking about things that didn't seem money related, but ultimately they did impact their ability or inability to manage their finances effectively. So we were talking about their relationship issues,
yeah.
trauma. We were talking about their insecurities and the way they viewed themselves. We were talking
Mm,
about a whole bunch of stuff. And I really realized, I'm like, okay, wait, I should be actually utilizing my expertise more when I'm coaching these clients. And I wanted to do that shift because I was like, money will come up anyways.
That's true.
We're talking about life issues and things like that. Money will come up and be in the conversation. So I wanted to include all of those things that were impacting their finances.
Yeah, I love that. And, I find I can definitely agree with you. When I was doing money coaching, like sometimes people would just be crying, and it's just like, you like wouldn't even expect that, but it is like a lot of things like from their childhood or like a lot of like mental blocks that they're having.
Yeah.
So speaking of like maybe mental blocks, like how did you even get over that fear of like opening your own physical space, your own physical practice?
So, I mean, I used to, a long time ago, I thought about doing private practice, but then I would always like talk myself out of it. Like, oh, I don't want to deal with all of the paperwork, everything that comes
Mm-hmm.
with running the business. And like the past few months has been like really heavy on my heart. And I just really pulled the trigger one day. I was in, one of my not one of my clients, one of my best friends, her office, her tax
Mm-hmm.
office, and we were working that night, and she was like, you need to just go ahead and pull the trigger on this practice.
Yeah.
Like the people know they want therapy, you know what I mean? People are
Mm-hmm.
searching for therapists, especially now. People are really taking control of their mental health, and they want to work with somebody that looks like them. And I think now
Mm-hmm.
is a perfect time to go for it. And when she did that, I literally slapped everything together that night and then like launched it the next week.
Oh,
Um,
I love it.
yes, everything came, it just fell into place, launched it the next week, found a space that I could utilize. And it's just been a blessing. And it's only been like a month and a half, I think.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, congratulations. When I saw the Instagram post, I was just like so happy. I was just like, oh, that's so amazing.
You.
So, okay, so do you primarily focus on helping people with entrepreneurs who have anxiety? Is like that your main focus? Like
So
entrepreneurs.
yeah, so entrepreneurs are my main focus. I do work with some people who are still working full time and may have a side hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of the work that I do with clients is mainly focused around anxiety,
Hmm.
some depression, but a lot of anxiety. And I think
Okay.
that is prevalent with entrepreneurs because, I mean, just face it, we're stressed out. We got a lot going on. We're trying to figure things out,
Yep.
fear the unknown. We might, our coins might be a little funny. You know,
Exactly. Girl, I'm sitting on this couch right now feeling like I'm about to unload my limited beliefs. Maybe you need help. No,
yeah,
no, I'm just joking, but it's
a lot of doubt.
important.
Yeah, there's a lot of doubt that comes along with this journey,
Mm-hmm.
and that causes that anxiety. And I really want to get to the root, help people get to the root of that, so that they don't get stopped in their tracks. They don't procrastinate on accomplishing their goals, because it really does put a damper on people's purposes if they allow these negative thought patterns to just stop them in their tracks. And it's my job to help people see it
Mm-hmm.
for what it is. This is anxiety talking.
Yep.
It's not facts, right? And really, kind of challenge some of those ways of thinking so that they can reach their goals.
I love that. Yeah, it's the anxiety and it's not like a fact. Because sometimes we just convince ourselves like that's real.
Yeah,
So I think that's important to have that outside voice to tell you like, no, it's not real.
right.
Um, okay, so I know there's like a lot of like highs and lows when it comes to, being an entrepreneur. So do you feel like having a therapist, like there's a direct correlation to like making more money and like having a therapist? Like,
Um, I would ultimately think so, because when you're in therapy, right, one, you're taking out the time to prioritize yourself.
mm,
Oftentimes as entrepreneurs, we're sacrificing a lot. We're sacrificing sleep, we're sacrificing sometimes eating, we're
yep.
sacrificing taking care of ourselves ultimately. And I love, I've been following you for probably the same time you've been following me, and I love how you stay on track with taking care of your physical health, making sure
Oh, thank you.
workouts in, because it's easy to neglect those things when you're trying to hustle and grind it out on this business journey. And
Definitely.
if you take the time out to prioritize yourself, especially prioritize your mental health, Like, I think optimal mental health is the key to success, and especially business success, because as a result of taking that time, you'll start to see a lot of things shift. You'll start to see relationships shift. You'll be able to set boundaries more effectively. And in turn, when we set boundaries and improve our communication skills, we're ultimately able to better communicate with our clients, communicate and negotiate business deals, stand up for ourselves, you know, and really ask for what we are worth, right? Essentially. I think a lot of times we starting out in business, we're like, oh, will people buy this at this price point? And we're second guessing, you know, putting out that product or service at the amount that it should be, you know, instead of, and then we're, you know, undercharging and undervaluing what we have to bring to the table. And I think therapy will allow you to really start working on some of those limiting beliefs around charging what you're worth and, you know, asking for the sale. So I think content creation will change as a result, you know.
Oh, I love that. I never even thought about that.
Right. Because when we're working on our communication skills, we're more confident, we're showing up more authentically. And yeah, it's just like a trickle down effect, like working on your mental, everything should start falling into place. And that's why when I was doing personal finance coaching, I talked about that often, because it literally starts here, everything.
Yeah. No, I really do. I really love that, because confidence and like self-esteem, because you're right. If you don't have the confidence to even, get your work on your mindset and the mental, then it's just like, that's going to show up everywhere, right? It is going to show up in your blog posts. You know, you're not going to create that product. You're not going to ask for what you want. So that's a very important part. So when it comes to like anxiety, do you feel like you see like a common theme in your clients? Like, does it stem from, you know, the finances? Does it stem from being like the first in their family, maybe to be a business owner? Like, is there like a common theme that you're finding?
The thing that I'm finding is a lot of self-doubt, a lot of self-doubt and a lot of fear in other people's perceptions, right? A lot of people that I work with are people pleasers, or, you know, really think about heavily what other people may think about them if they put themselves out there. Yeah.
Especially with social media today. It's like, you know, it's and then like when you see your other peers, or you feel like I should be here already and I'm not there, but they just made $50,000 last month and I'm just trying to pay my main bills. Like, how? It's like what they doing that I'm not doing right. So that has like a lot of doubt too. Like, you know, just the social media in general.
Yeah. And I also see like this perfectionism mentality.
Yeah. Okay. So self-doubt, perfectionism.
Yeah, if it's not perfect, I can't put it out. But what is perfect anyways? Like, that's unrealistic, right?
True.
So they're holding themselves up to these high expectations that they're most likely never going to meet, because like I said, they're unrealistic, and that causes them to procrastinate and to doubt, and that's where the doubt comes in, the fear comes in, and then they look up weeks, months later, and they still haven't
made any progress.
Or made any progress in their business.
Okay. Yeah, that's really important. Okay. So you like teaching me more things about therapy that I didn't even know. So this is great. Okay. One of my final questions for you is like, so can you drop any like, you know, tips or words of wisdom for an entrepreneur who may be dealing with self-doubt right now?
Yeah. So, a lot of the work that I do with my clients is kind of breaking down those beliefs, right? So I would tell someone to just take some time to kind of jot down some of the things that come up for you often, like some of those ways you talk to yourself. I see a lot of negative self-talk clients. So what are the things that you're saying to yourself? And then kind of break down each one of those beliefs one by one. So just putting down them in like, you know, one sentence each, line by line, and then kind of examining, okay, where's this coming from? What is this rooted in? Trying to break that down, and then ask yourself a series of questions to really determine whether that belief is actually true or not, right? So is this a true belief? You know, where is this coming from? Is there something that I'm not looking at something positive about the situation that I'm not noticing or acknowledging about myself or the situation that makes this belief untrue. You know, where is the evidence that proves this to be a fact? Just really breaking those things down. Also, so one, doing that, journaling, I think is big.
Journaling.
And then taking some time to actually write out some absolutes about your accomplishments. A lot of times we don't take the time to recognize the things that we have done over the years.
It's true. We're just working for the next thing.
Right. We're so focused on the future and what's next. That's where the anxiety comes in, because we're not staying present and really, you know, taking the time out to enjoy the process and be grateful for everything that comes along the way, even the failures. They're, you know, we fail for a reason. Those are learning experiences so that we can grow in our businesses and in our personal lives. So just taking out the time to jot down some things that you actually have accomplished, celebrate yourself, because forgetting about those things, I think, really hinders us along the way. So doing that, also making sure that you are taking care of yourself physically, right? Making sure you're taking breaks throughout the day while you're working, taking a step away from the computer. I know when I first started business, I was on this computer 24/7, staying up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
3-4 hours of sleep. Yeah, it was terrible. Eating junk food. I mean, really take the time to take care of yourself. And I think in every single way that you can, I think self-care is very imperative for anyone, but especially us as entrepreneurs, where it's really easy to get caught up in the grind, right? With
Definitely.
work. But if you can't pour from an empty cup, and if you're not well, you're not able to pour out into your clients or your customers. So taking care of ourselves, getting into some community. It's easy to isolate as an entrepreneur.
Definitely. Yeah, you're just like alone all the time. Yeah.
For weeks, weeks. But it's important to connect with like-minded individuals, get into a positive community, and actually take notice of the people in your circle. What kind of ways are they talking? Are they positive? You know, are they striving towards their goals, or are they just sitting on the couch all day, beating themselves up, complaining? Like, what is going on, right?
True.
Think about those people that's in your life, and if it's some toxic people in your life, you gotta let them go. You gotta throw them away.
Yeah.
Because that has an impact on our mental health.
Definitely. Yeah. So you guys have your homework here for you. She done dropped a whole bunch of gems for you on how you can work on your self-doubt, journaling, you know, a lot of the things that she just mentioned there. So if people want to actually get in touch with you or work with you, where can we find you?
So I am on Instagram at Kristin Sutton LPC. And I'm also, my website is KristinSuttonLPC.com. And I'm also at Her Therapy Space on Instagram. And my website for that is HerTherapySpace.com. That's my private practice here in DC. We are accepting new clients.
Awesome. So do you have to be in the DC area? Like you can only be like from a resident of DC to work with you?
So as far as therapy,
yeah,
I'm licensed in DC. So if I do virtual appointments online, they have to be a DC resident.
Got it. Okay.
I also work with people on the coaching side, right? So with my coaching clients, I do some of the same kind of work that I do with my therapy clients. So I work with clients all over virtually on the coaching end.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you guys make sure you check out Kristin, follow her on Instagram, and just really just be mindful of, you know, you're taking care of your mental health. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next time.